any of you senior wrestlers, more than welcome to come up and give a few words about your experiences and what you plan on doing in the future. More than welcome, highly encouraged.
Alright. Testing. Alright, so what I wanted to say is can you hear me?
You speak louder.
Alright. So what I wanted to say was thank you for everybody that was here for me throughout all the years of high school that I've been in the sport. At the beginning, I came because I heard that Alright, so at the beginning I came because I heard that they had good conditioning. So I was thinking, hey, I'm in football, so I need to be conditioning. And the first day I came in, there was this wrestler named Tim. And Tim, Tim came up to me, he's like, hey, you're new here? Let me show you this move real quick. Tim picked me up over his shoulder and slammed me down on the mat. When I first walked in, that wasn't a great experience, so I didn't know if I wanted to come back. So the rest of the practice rolled through. Was dead because I'm not used to it, probably threw up a few times, but I came back the next day because I knew that if I wanted to get where I wanted to be, it was going to be hard work. So I stick with it. And throughout the years, I've seen a lot of people enter the room, and I've seen a lot of people not come back to that room. And that's because they don't have the heart to stick with the sport. So don't take advantage and don't overlook it, because you wrestlers are rare because not everybody can do it. It takes willpower, it takes heart, it takes a lot of blood and sweat. So appreciate the sport and appreciate yourself. And if you really want to do it, stick with it. You get a lot from it. All right, so I'll give a few more stories about, one time. All right, let's not give any more stories. All right, so I want to give a thanks to Andrew.
You're backing up too much, be careful.
All right, thank you. All right, so I want to give a thanks to Andrew for being here. He's taught me a lot. Like, even though Andrew and me, that our weight's different by quite a bit, he was still able to teach me stuff. And that's another thing. Wrestling is about weight. If your technique's good, you'll be able to be successful. But Andrew was able to show me a lot, and he helped me be where I wanted to be at the end of my senior year. I want to give a special thanks to Dominic, and then I want to give another special thanks to Smother. In the wrestler room, Dom was there for me. Like, whenever I saw something on a video or I'm just watching wrestling late at night, I'll send Smothers the video and be like, hey, can we go over this? Next day, he never pointed it out because he taught it all as a whole. Some of the moves that we were learning in the room, I wanted to learn myself too because I don't know everything. And Dom made it so that everybody gets the same knowledge, not just me. Because he was looking out for the whole team, not just individuals. And he's a special coach for that too, because coaches have favorites. And with Smothers, he looks out for all of you because he cares about you and he knows that you want to be successful in the sport. But in the room, Smothers, because Michael and Apollo and Dom, they were the only people I really wrestled with. But with Smothers, it was a challenge every day to wrestle him. I would look at the corner of my eye, I just see him eyeballing me. And I knew what it meant. It meant that I need to come over there and wrestle. Sometimes I'll act like I'm doing some sit-ups or something. So I'll look occupied, but it never really worked. So he always pushed me to my limits in the room, and I appreciate that because I really needed it. Because when I went to Masters, it was a whole different story. At Masters, there was a lot of good guys there. There wasn't no chumps. So the first match, I thought, okay, you know, this is everybody's first match. It might be easy. When I stepped on the mat, I was on bottom for 3 periods, not able to get out. It was real. Everything I tried to do did not work. So, and then after the match, I talked to the coaches, and they were like, "Hey, it's your first match." I was feeling down, like I just wanted to give up, because I questioned myself. I was thinking, "Am I even good enough to be here? Why am I here? Because this guy just whooped my butt. Like for real, what am I doing?" But then my second match came around. I wasn't feeling confident. When the whistle blew, I knew right then that I had to do what I had to do. And I overdid it the first period, but the second period I got the pin. So everything turned out pretty well. And my confidence came back. So with that, even though at tournaments or practice or anything doesn't go well the first time, you can always do better the second time. Never get stuck in your steps, keep moving forward, because that's the only way you'll be successful. What I gained from this sport is that some of the things I gained was how to not give up, how to always push myself, how to motivate other people when they're down. I learned that hard work really gets you to where you want to be. Like in football, yeah, I can work hard, but that doesn't always mean that we'll be successful. In wrestling, I know that my effort in practice reflects directly upon how I perform. If I'm lazy in the wrestling room, then I won't do good at one of my matches. So last year, junior year, I was just walking through it, and like when we were doing the block, I would cheat. But like, let me just go there since it's my last year. Right. I don't want any of y'all to do this, but if it's one of those days and you know you can't do it, I'm gonna give some tips. All right, so there's a path. Keep your eyes open. I'm not saying exactly where, but there is one. Run through that, you'll be on the other side. Another time I had one of my buddies pick me up. He drove by Honda Point. I was like, "Hey, I'm out of breath." I ran like 3 steps. So I was like, "Hey, pick me up." And this was when somebody else that was on the team, but he's not on the team anymore, our heavy. But he was running with me too. So we hopped in the car. We're going past the wrestlers. I'm ducking down early because the other guy was taking up the whole scene. But ducking down, evading people. And I was sitting in the parking lot waiting to see some people pass. And Coach Tess was one of the people that passed. And he was yelling. He's like, "Hitch, what are you doing over there?" I was like, "Shh." He's like, "Hope you ain't doing anything bad." And he said some other stuff, but you know. So I was like, "Go away." He stood there for like a cool 5 minutes looking at me, and I wanted him to leave. And eventually he left, and wrestlers started coming by, so I followed back in line. They knew what I did though, and they weren't proud of me. But one of the things that one of the wrestlers said was, "This will stop you from where you want to be." And I didn't realize that until I went to CIF in the match before my placement match junior year. I went into double overtime, and I could barely hold my eyes open. And that was because what I did at that moment, what I did throughout the season on conditioning. What I did was cheat, and cheating gets you nowhere. If I never did that, I would have probably won that match, and I would have been able to place to go to Masters my junior year. So, yeah, cheating is easy, but it's not always the right way to go. Dang, I was on a roll. Alright, let's yeah, alright. This is for everybody that's gonna be here next year, and that's all of you. that aren't the seniors, because you're not quitting. It's too good of a sport to quit. So for all of you, like I said, don't take advantage of this sport. Not a lot of people can do it. And if you doubt yourself next season, if you want to do it or not because it's hard, you made it through this season, why can't you do it again, you know? And you got all that experience that you gained from this year that's going to be brought with you next year. And that means you'll be better. If you didn't win any matches this year, next year you will, because you'll only be getting better. If you didn't have any places this year at tournaments, you will next year. You just got to keep working hard. In practices, there was a lot of lazy behavior, a lot. All you guys would wrestle with the same people, you would do the same moves, you would do it incorrectly, and you would think, oh, that's going to make me win. When Andrew and Smothers or whoever comes in and teaches a move, do it correctly. If you have trouble with it, ask for help. Because by you doing it wrong, it will not work in a match. And yeah, I had those moments too. But I learned from it. Senior year, all my moves, I went over them and I critiqued them so they will all work when I want to use them. And just appreciate everything they're doing for you. Dominic and Andrew, they don't have to be here. They could do something else with their life. They're here because they love the sport and they love to pass their information on to all of you. So don't take it for granted because they don't have to do it. Every day they come to practice, well, one or the other comes to practice, but somebody's always there. And they're there because they want to see you guys be successful. Not one practice have one of them not been there. Because they know that, because he knows stuff to pass on to you, and he knows stuff to pass on to you. But you can't get that if they're not there. So every day they push themselves to make it, just so all of you can be successful. Absorb everything that they have to teach you. Nah, I'm wrapping up because, you know, I know it's Saturday, you guys got stuff to do. So, I'd like to say thank you to all of you. It's been a fun and tough 4 years in this program, but I really had a good time with all of it. So, thank you.
Okay, if there are any other seniors that wanted to say a few words, now is